Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video, I thought we could take a look at the patch notes that dropped today for the PTR. There are some interesting changes here to weapons, a new event, and a season pass experience change. So let's get into it. So the first thing in these patch notes that we're going to be able to test on the PTR is the new event, the Fury of the Spriggan. The Earth has been restless since the Ennead awoke. Cooperate in open world encounters to defeat Dryads and Mighty Spriggan for daily event-specific rewards. So guys, what this is basically another world boss fight like any we have seen before, but they've added a few little twists this time. So, you will see it spawned on the map in the same locations as you did with past world bosses like Turkulon, Crassus, you get the idea. Then, when you get there, you will need to have at least 40 ironwood and 4 flame cores on you to get it started. You will use these to light the braziers, which everyone can then use to get a buff, which imbues your weapon with fire damage. This will allow you to do more damage to the Dryads within the event. This will also begin the event, where you will have to hold them off until the boss spawns. And that's about as far as I got on the PTR because of a lack of people. But what I do know is that this rewards 3 rewards per day, so you can do it 3 times for rewards, obviously. What are the rewards? So first we have an Angry Earthbane, Mighty Gavel, Keenly Empowered Hammer with Ignited Runeglass Case of Leeching, an Angry Earth Vorpal Flame Attuned Musket, a Spear with Angry Earth, Bleeding Sweep and Flame Attunement, and of course an Ignited Runeglass of Fire with the Stamina Case, a Keenly Jagged Essence Rupture, Angry Earth Void Gauntlet, and an Angry Earth Ward Nature Conditioning Refreshing Evasion Light Helm with Constitution. And lastly, a pair of light pants with Constitution, Shirking Energy, and Invigorated, with of course Angry Earth Ward. We don't have any images or what they look like yet. But it's important to know that someone needs to have the cores and the wood on them in order to get this started. And that's about it for this event. They also made a ton of changes and fixes to small stuff in the Empyrean Forge. But the big stuff is the weapons. So first the Fire Staff. So for Flare, they added a trade-off to the Flare upgrade. When upgrading the AoE, the projectile speed will now travel 25% slower. So it'll travel slower and do more damage. They fixed an issue where the Flare upgrade allowed heavy attacks to backstab, and where flare attacks could not be blocked. For the Flamethrower, they reduced how frequent Flamethrower can hit, and then increased the damage accordingly. This was to fix an issue where Flamethrower was making the dots tick twice as fast, greatly increasing the damage. So the Flamethrower was changed from 50% weapon damage every half second to 100% weapon damage every second. So what this will do is give you a half a second to potentially get out of it before you take the full damage, where before it was ticking the damage every half second. They updated the Accelerating Flamethrower perk to be more clear on the activation and reduce the amount of stacks of smolder that need to be on the target to trigger the effect from 3 to 2. And for Heat Up, they fixed an issue where no damage was occurring when the Fire Staff's Heat Up dot ability was applied to an enemy. So depending on how you look at it, those are some nerfs and some buffs to the Fire Staff. I wouldn't really call the Flamethrower change a nerf. It just allows people to be able to defend themselves against it a little bit better, but it does the same amount of damage. Now for the Hatchet, Defy Death. This is a big change. They changed the health gain when Defy Death procs from 50% of your maximum health to 50% of your base. This is before it is modified by con or any other bonuses. This is a big one, and finally the end of the Hatchet users, because 50% of your base HP isn't really that much. And they fixed an issue where Heart Gem abilities would ignore Defy Death Hatchet ability, and they fixed an issue with incorrect attribute values on multiple Season 1 hatchets. For the Blunderbuss, they reduced the stamina damage dealt by each pellet by 50% from Azoth Shrapnel Blast. They increased how much the Azoth Shrapnel Blast damage is reduced by a consecutive pellet hit from 15 to 20%, so a 5% damage reduction. They adjusted the cancel windows on Clawshot to reduce burst damage potential when used in combos. And for the Rapier, for Flourish, they added the Stagger back into Flourish and reduced damage of Flourish from 90 to 60%. So it's good that it got the Stagger back, but its damage was reduced by 30%. That's pretty big. They fixed an issue where the bleed applied by Rapier's Flurry would trigger a screen shake. For the Musket, they reduced the musket's camera rotation accuracy penalty by 20%. And then on top of weapons, they also made some big changes to perks. They reduced the Fortify stack from being 9.6% on armor and 17% on weapons to 5.8% on armor and 10% on weapons on Fortifying Perforate. For Mortal Empowerment, they added back the ability to have the duration refresh with each kill, and they reduced the damage from 18% to 14% from elemental attunements. Now, this one I know people won't be thrilled about, but it's only a 4% reduction, so I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Overall, guys, I know these are some big changes, and people who use these particular weapon types or perk types that have seen these changes will be pretty pissed. But I think they are all overall pretty decent changes. The game won't be so bad after, like these people seem to think. It will be different though, and it may be fun figuring out the new metas. Having everything stay the same forever isn't really fun either. Now, I recognize the problem that some of these weapons people have paid millions of coin for, and coin isn't easy to come by in New World, and with all of the best gear being completely tied to RNG crafting, it can be a real headache. I think the ultimate solve to this problem, if they want to continue to shake up the metas, would be to change up some of the gear from the dungeons or from the PvP rewards to actually be usable. What do you guys think? Anyway, let's continue. Another big change here that was made to flame cores is that they're sellable now. This is a really big change because before it would mean either furnishers would need to keep a stock of them on hand and then charge for their time gathering them, or you would need to make your own human ward trophies. Well, thankfully this has changed. I have a video in the description of the best farm spots for flame cores if you're interested. They will be a big coin maker on patch day, I'm sure. Now, they also made some big changes to the seasonal reward track. For winning 1 round of PvP arena, you'll get 2 seasonal experience. For winning 2 rounds, you'll get 3 seasonal experience, where before the arena awarded none. Warren invasions are now worth both 50 seasonal experience. They were worth 25. High value open world PvP kills are now worth 5 seasonal experience, where they were 3 before. Very high value open world PvP kills are now worth 10 seasonal experience, where they were 5 before. Level 60 plus minor corruption breaches are now worth 3 seasonal experience, where they were 0 before. And they've reduced the amount you get from aptitude levels to 10 seasonal experience, where it was 50 before. Spriggan, Siren, and the Swamp Beast trials are now worth 10 seasonal experience, where they were 0 before. And they added in a new passive seasonal experience source for player experience. And they're testing out adding in a new source of seasonal experience, where every 10,000 player experience you earn from any activity will now grant 25 seasonal experience. A couple things here. This won't make it more difficult because people think I fully spoof mine to 100 with aptitude. I will say I did partially do that testing. However, I got to 50 in 1 day doing no aptitude. It isn't difficult. All you have to do is spam the activity cards and the initial story quest chain. Another thing here, adding these new sources will make it even easier, especially considering reward track XP is account wide. So, if you ever wanted to make some alts and power level them in a couple of hours to 60, now's the time. It'll be worth around 10 levels of reward track experience per character you level to 60. We will see if that one makes it to live. And that's about it, guys. So, what do you guys think about all this stuff? Excited for another World Boss event? Mad about the new weapon changes? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.